So a little while ago, I released a couple of videos that depicted me ranking all of the Star Wars movies and shows. And in one of those videos, I ranked Skeleton Crew based on the trailer we had because it hadn't come out yet. And basically I said I'm not super excited about it, but I was kind of interested in it. So kind of 50-50. And after watching all the episodes, I was greatly surprised at what the show turned into. This is your last chance. There's some big spoilers ahead, so if you haven't already, go watch the show for yourself, then come back and watch this video. So let's start off with the story, and assuming you've seen the show, you know that this isn't a big event happening in the Star Wars galaxy. It doesn't involve any of the main characters like Luke, Han, or Leia. It's just kind of out of the way. It's like an adventure that happens in the Star Wars galaxy, but it doesn't have any effect on the main story, at least not right now. And I greatly enjoyed the overall story, especially the mystery surrounding At-Aten and what its purpose was. I was kind of intrigued by, oh, there's this secluded planet, and there's more of these secluded planets that we don't know about yet. Unfortunately, now that the series has ended, we didn't really get an answer to what those planets were, or even At-Aten, what its purpose was, why there was a big droid running it, and why the Republic even made a thing. But hopefully, if or when a Season 2 comes out, we'll get that answer. But I did enjoy the main story as well surrounding the kids. I liked watching them go out and see this big galaxy they never seen before. It was a great adventure, really fun and exciting. And then they returned home, the pirates are defeated, and everyone's happy. Great ending to a great story. And for a show with only 8 episodes, they rounded off all the kids, even Jod, so well. I was greatly surprised at how much of a character arc all these characters had in such a short amount of time. And in case you didn't notice, each kid kind of had their own episode that was more focused on them, and it just kind of told their story a little bit better, such as episode 4 was Neil's story, and episode 6 was KB's, so we just got to see how they interpreted the new worlds they were going into, and just their feelings and thoughts. It was just really cool. And what I liked about those story-focused episodes is that they weren't filler episodes like in the Clone Wars or in The Mandalorian. They genuinely helped out the entire storyline here. Like when KB got that Owl Lady's contact information and then called her to come save the day. Or when Neil found the turbolaser cannon he saw in like episode 4. All things build up to the finale. It was just great storytelling. In case you haven't noticed, Neil has been my favorite character throughout the entire series. He just seems like a nice, chill guy to hang out with. Just the kind of friend that I would want to have personally. And he would just always jump in there with a funny line like, hey, wait for me, or like, I don't know what's going on. He just provided some really nice comedic relief that got me laughing every time. Also, what is with this guy and taking a bath like every 5 seconds? It seems like every time Wim goes to his house, he's just taking a nice chill bath in the bathtub. I think that's just a really funny bit. Just adds to his character. Maybe he finds baths comforting. I don't know, but he just really likes them apparently. I also really like Jude Law's character Jod. I think he was very interesting. He kind of wants to get the kids home at first, but as soon as he lays eyes on the treasure, he's like, nah, screw it, y'all are going, and just completely abandons the kids and resorts to this ruthless and terrible character, and I love it. He's kind of like the villain you'd love to hate. He has no redemption at the end and just sticks to his character the entire time. I thought that was awesome. 2 other characters I want to talk about, the first being Captain Brutus. He kind of looks like a werewolf, but he actually first appeared in A New Hope during the Cantina scene, and I think that's really cool. A character who was on screen for not even 5 seconds, getting brought back into Star Wars to have such a bigger and prominent role. I think that's a really nice detail. He also probably has one of the most brutal deaths, if not the only death we see in Skeleton Crew, so we got that going for us. The next one is Gunter, who is sort of the right-hand man for whoever the pirate captain is, and he's actually played by Jaleel White, who played Steve Urkel in Family Matters. You might not know what that is, kind of before your time maybe, but I watch Family Matters, and that's where I know him from, and I really want to know how he got this role, because I've never seen him in anything else. Lots of other new things to enjoy about this show. For instance, when the Onyx Cinder crashed and then blew up its outer hull to make a brand new shiny ship, that was insane. I was on the edge of my seat going, whoa, we've never seen that before. And it's true. I don't think we've ever seen that in Star Wars before. Then there's the barrier surrounding At-Aten, or a bunch of new planets that we got to visit. Even At-Aten itself and how it had domesticated neighborhoods. That's something weird in Star Wars we've never seen before. To get something fresh and new after coming off a kind of a rough year from Star Wars is just so good to have, so refreshing. Another thing I want to point out is the destruction of the barrier in the last episode. The lighting on the buildings and just the eeriness of it all kind of reminded me of the Death Star when it blew up Alderaan. Is this what Alderaan saw right before it got blown up? I just kind of thought maybe this was a reference to that. Maybe not, but the lighting looks very similar. Okay, last thing, I promise. I know I'm kind of blabbering on a little bit, but I really do enjoy this show. But anyway, there's this one shot that I want to point out of the X-Wings coming down to At-Aten. Did anybody else think of that one Star Wars poster with the X-Wings rising up? It literally looks the exact same. I think it might be referencing that, but let me know if you got this reference as well. I just thought it looked kind of cool. There is just a boatload of other things I could talk about, but I'm just going to leave y'all with this. I loved watching every minute of the first season, and I'm really hoping Disney delivers us with the season 2. We don't really know how the viewership was on this show yet because Disney is not very keen on releasing those kinds of numbers. But from what I can tell, the feedback on the show has been very positive. People like the tone of the show. It certainly has a very different feel from anything we've seen before, and that's exactly what we've wanted, and they really did deliver on a really fun and enjoyable show. Do I think this is the show to save Star Wars? Probably not. But I do think it left some significant groundwork to heal that wound that was left by the Acolyte. So now I'm going to put this on the tier list I made a few months ago, and I think I'm going to put it right in front of Star Wars Rebels in the A tier. It's not Andor, it's not the greatest Star Wars show that's ever been made, but I think it was a great, fun show to watch, and I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. But hey, if you're confused by this tier list and where it came from, go check out the other videos on the channel. I explain my opinions there, and I think you'll find them very interesting. And if you haven't already, be sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.